Hello guys, I am here tonight with my Dreams and Miracles book by Anne Spangler. These are all true stories. Tonight's story is going to be by Jody Lorenzen, and it's called This Dream Came True. And I will start off Jody's story by reading you guys the introduction. Jody is a senior in high school who lives in Colorado with her parents, an older brother, and 2 younger sisters. Last year, she had a dream that may have saved 3 lives. Now let's get into Jody's story. My brother Jonathan and I were in Monterey, California. We had brought 2 friends with us for a 2-week visit to my grandparents' home. My grandparents were generous with their car, and we had driven it around most of the time we were there. But it bothered me that I was the only one who wore a seatbelt. I mentioned it a few times, but nobody paid any attention. After about a week and a half, I had a dream that we got in a terrible wreck. I don't remember the details, but I do remember the ambulance and the lights and the awful knowledge that I was the only one who survived. It was so horrible. I had to go home by myself and break the news to my family. I was never so glad to wake up from a dream. That day, we decided to visit an amusement park about an hour away. As we drove, I told everyone about it, but just as before, they seemed to blow it off. On the way back, the 2 guys started goofing off in the front seat. Suddenly, the car swerved and hit the median. We flipped and did a complete rollover. I was stunned, but alive. It seemed as though my nightmare had come true. But when I opened my eyes, I realized everyone was fine. The top of the car looked like a pop can that someone had stepped on. All the windows had been shattered. Remarkably, all 4 of us had been wearing our seatbelts. Each one of us walked away from the accident, grateful to be alive. One of the guys said, "Jody, didn't you just have a dream about us getting in a wreck?" We all started talking at once, amazed that each of us had put on our seatbelts when we got back into the car that day. You might think my dream was a product of anxiety, and maybe I was a bit anxious, but it's hard for me to believe that somebody upstairs didn't have an awful lot to do with it. And that was Jody's story. I remember reading that one before in another book as well. See, if they would not have had their seatbelts on, they hadn't listened to her when she told them that dream and put their seatbelts on later, they would have been killed in that car accident. So good for them, they put their seatbelts on. So I hope you guys enjoyed Jody's story. The dream came true. And the next story we'll read, it will be by Alyssa Blair, and it'll be Table for 2. So God willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow with that story. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your night and get a good night's sleep. Bye guys. God bless.